He survived the unthinkable, and tonight a Portland performer is fighting for his life in a Texas hospital. 5 people were killed near Amarillo on Monday night when investigators say a car ran a stop sign and was then hit by a tractor trailer. The only person in the car who survived was Timothy Johnson, a local actor, dancer, and choreographer.
Tim's career came to a tragic halt late Monday night after a cast party for a musical drama called Texas.
As you guys know, we suffered a great tragedy. We lost 5 of our dear young people. And it's in their memory. It's in their memory and in their honor that we dedicate tonight's performance by doing what those 5 young people loved more than anything else in the world. And that is performing for an audience like you.
So, I started dancing when I was 6 years old, and I remember being dragged into a ballet class, and I remember being very like apprehensive because it's ballet, and I started into dance for discipline, not really thinking anything about passion, technique, or whatever, and so as I started to take ballet classes, I started noticing like music videos of Janet Jackson and Madonna and and watching those videos and thinking, "Oh, I want to be that dancer." And so that's what I think really inspired me to be a dancer was watching these videos and being like these backup dancers. And I remember my dance teacher telling me, "Well, if you want to do that, then you need to stay in this ballet class." So then I started taking it a little bit seriously, started getting more into jazz, did a lot of jazz, and then when I started to kind of discover contemporary and modern, I was in college, and Suzanne Oliver was my dance teacher, and she really made me love modern. She taught Alexander technique, and I just love this movement. And modern was even though modern was a technique, it could be explored in so many different types of movement. It didn't have to be this way or that way, which is how Martha Graham and all these people like form their own technique. Is that they just kind of just started just doing what felt natural. And so I think that's what really inspired me to want to continue dancing because I never stopped learning. I think that sometimes, even in your dance career, you get to a point in your life where you're just like, oh my God, I know all this stuff. I do all this, choreography. I've done this and that. But I just never felt like I stopped learning. Even now at 30 years old, I never stopped learning. And I always learn something new about dance. And that's what always keeps me going. And dance definitely is my first language. I mean, I love I love to perform, I love to be on the stage, and I love to create work, and I love to kind of explore with different forms of movement, people's bodies. Everyone like moves so differently, and I love to explore with that. And I think that, you know, it's interesting to see how certain dancers move, and then you can kind of explore with their movement, and that's what I love doing. And I can get a lot of that doing like contemporary and modern because ballet has its technique and jazz has its technique, which jazz, I mean, I do whatever I want anyway with like jazz. I kind of just make it my own, do whatever I want. But I get a sense of just breath of fresh air when I'm dancing. And I know that sounds very cheesy, but it's so true. And anyone that knows me knows that I will always be choreographing something in my head. And I mean, even, being in this hospital bed right now, like I just making up stuff in my head and stuff and have some things because I'm not done. And I just love it. And I know that there's a lot more for me to create and explore. And I'm looking forward to that journey.